Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of KigerCraft. I'm Kiger here with Kieran, and today we have some pretty cool stuff planned. But first I wanted to show you guys, not you, I don't want to show them you. This is the completed storage room. I think it came out fantastic. We got a nice bit of grass down here. Contrasts nicely with the green in the ceiling. So I'm actually very happy with how it came out. We've got a couple torches here because we're not quite done. But we've got lamps here now. Gearin installed lamps so that there wouldn't be any potential spawns on these pads, because I guess it was close. We got all the pumpkins installed. Looks really nice. I put a whole mess ton of furnaces down here. I don't know why. I'll probably never use that many, but I thought it contrasted nicely with these ones down here. We also got nice ender chest installed. Stuck a half slab upside down, or upside down half slab, or no, regular half slab up there so that these can open. Very nice little trick Garen taught me from back in the tree house. But there are a couple things that we did need, and I wanted to try these out, but we need some more crafting tables, because I found myself in need, and there were none close by. So I wanted to sort of try this out to see how it looked, and just put these here, just so they're easily accessible. I think it looks okay. What do you think? Yes? No? No, he doesn't know. I think it looks okay. I think I'm gonna stick with it. If I can find a better place for it, or if anybody has any better suggestions, I would need a little bit more wood. Leave them in the comments, and I will move them. Garen suggested maybe around the along the outside in the wood here. We can always try that. I do tend to like the way that the tops look as compared to the sides, but I guess it's sort of like a tool-y feel. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll put some down here as well. And these are still sort of far away from like here, so maybe I'll move them after all, but it's okay. That is not what we are doing today. Today we have a cool project suggestion. He locked me out. From Road Guy. He suggested a no, not lighthouse. Where is it? Well, he did suggest a trophy room, but he also suggested a airship tower, and I actually really liked that idea. I had not thought of that before. So we are going to give it a shot. So I consulted with Garen. Oh geez, this place is really hard to get around. I consulted with Garen about it, and he had some really cool ideas that take me like 2 stacks of pearls to get up here. Oh really? Thank you. He had some pretty cool suggestions, and one of them was to put the tower here. So it's not really going to be a tower per se. It's going to be more of a launch pad. So the airship is going to be docked here on this top part. And I think that this is going to look good. I'm actually going to build a ship up here. At least that's what the plan is. I have to say that I'm a little bit nervous. I've never built a ship before. I'm not going to be doing that today. Yes, and there's also Jocko suggested a lighthouse, which we will. I was trying really, really hard to find a place where a lighthouse could be. Because I liked the idea that he had come up with, but not being near the ocean, it makes it a little difficult. to come up with sort of an idea for a lighthouse, but this was sort of the perfect answer to that. So I'm very happy to put in a lighthouse. I like the idea, but I was just having a really hard time coming up with where I was going to put it, because I just didn't see an obvious answer. But this is very nice. I like this very much. Okay, so we are going to start digging down here, and this here, there we go, is going to be the upper walkway. So this is going to be a nice little spiral staircase that we can use to get up to the airship tower, or the airship dock rather, and you know, we'll pretty this all up here. It's probably going to be mostly a wood deck, I think. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 5. Sounds good. All right. So let's start going down. Oh gosh, I'm having problems with these invisible blocks more and more often. It's getting really frustrating. They were supposed to fix it, but they haven't yet. Fix your game, Jeb. Pardon me, I am still trying to recover from my illness. That was the reason why we were absent from our video on Friday. Was because I was too sick and too coffee to actually make an episode. So I feel like, yeah, I was coffee. So I feel like we are sort of, or I at least am sort of, you know, feeling better and able to talk. We did a live stream on Sunday, and it went really well. We had a lot of fun. Everybody came out as usual. We got a couple new people, which was always fun. And also, I did rasp out my voice a little bit, but I was feeling better earlier in the day. So that is at least good news. This, whatever we've got, is just absolutely brutal because it keeps resurging. Like, Gieran's been hit with it 3 times. I've gotten it twice. Whatever this thing is, it just will not go away. So I'm hoping that it doesn't resurge anymore. And you know what? I just realized something. I have no idea how far down we're supposed to go. So let me go check that. There we go. Well, I'm getting really good with these ender pearls. Let me see if I can... Nope, that was a bad shot. Alright, so we are going down to 69. That's where we want to stop. Alright, go, ender pearl. But there are a couple cool things to talk about today. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was the Wii U. It was released on Saturday, I believe, and to be quite honest, it's just the only reason I'm really talking about it is because everybody else is talking about it. Quite personally, I don't care for consoles pretty much at all. But, you know, you might be thinking about, you know, well, if he doesn't care about consoles, why is he talking about one? It's because they are still neat, but it's a sad fact that our current generation of games in this era are dominated by console games. You know, whether it's, you know, games on PC or, you know, games on the console, they're all console games. So knowing what is going, oh geez, I got really scared there for a second. We're almost down. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would. But anyways, you know, it's good to keep an eye on consoles, because if you don't, then you're gonna get blindsided by, you know, games, because obviously PC games are gonna come out on consoles first, and you know, things like that. But there were, Nintendo always seems to make really interesting consoles. The Wii was interesting. I'll put it that way. It wasn't terribly fun. At least for me, I didn't particularly enjoy the Wii all that much. Yeah, I was afraid of this. That's all right. We'll just patch up the wall there. But it was cool. It was a good idea. I'm glad they were breaking out of the box and trying something else. But it didn't really appeal to me at all. So that was sort of like my issue with the Wii. So the Wii U at least looks a little bit more promising. It's got a little bit more power. So you're gonna see more. You're gonna see more of the the kind of the AAA title games. Like your Call of Duties and all that stuff. Which personally I don't really care about. But it is nice to see Nintendo get a little bit of recognition from the hardcore group. So it's nice at least. The most interesting thing that I've actually saw about it was the big controller thing. I mean, that nobody's really done anything like that before. So it's interesting, it's new, which is I guess what Nintendo has become known for, doing new and interesting things. But I don't know, the whole thing just sort of seems to me like it still needs some growing. It doesn't really seem like it's gonna be all that useful. In fact, personally, I feel like the most useful aspect of the controller is the fact that it can control your TV. So that's sort of not really what I think Nintendo was going for. I really think that they wanted something that was a little more universal. And see, the thing that I really notice about Nintendo is that they are first and foremost a Japanese company. They don't cater to any market except for Japan. They will occasionally throw us North Americaners a bone and give us like more power and things like that, like we want. But really, the consoles that Nintendo makes are made for the Japanese market. And I find that really interesting because it's a very successful strategy. So it's a little bit perplexing. All right, so let me check out, see what I got here. So it's a little bit perplexing to see that sort of thing going on, and have it work in multiple areas. Because normally when like a North American company, say like Microsoft, develops a strategy for yo, get out of here, I don't want to play with you. That was scary. Like when Microsoft develops a strategy for North America, it typically doesn't work in Japan. But when Nintendo develops a strategy, it can print money in both Japan and North America, which I think is sort of a testament to Nintendo's prowess and also their brand recognition. Nintendo is a very powerful name in video games. I mean, we all, well, I don't want to say we all because there's a lot of younger people here, but a lot of people in my generation grew up with Nintendo. We were we were NES kids, or Super NES, or something, something along those lines. Our very first introduction to games was, by Nintendo. So that has a lot of power. So I don't know how much of that it accounts for, but I still see a lot of people who didn't grow up with Nintendo, being Nintendo fans. So it really says a lot to Nintendo's strategy, that they have such a powerful brand, and everything goes in their favor a lot of the times, like with the 3DS and things. I mean, like when you see the 3DS, I mean, it's hardcore. It is hardcore, a Japanese product. And it's really interesting because a lot of the features, work very well in Japan, that we've heard, and not so much in the US. So it's a very interesting thing to see. But I like how Nintendo has at least tried to make the console a little bit more useful, rather than just for playing games. And this is sort of like a strategy that I guess a lot of other companies have tried to do, where they have it do more than one thing. Like the PS3 browses the internet, plays Blu-rays, and streams, and all sorts of crazy stuff. It never seems to really work. I mean, I had a PS3, and that was their whole marketing campaign, but it never seemed to really work all that well. I mean, yeah, you could say it did it, but it didn't do it well. So I hope that Nintendo sort of took notice of that, and is, worked on, building something that was, at least, as good at doing the other stuff it did as it is at playing games. But I think a lot of companies with their consoles have lost the sight that, it's a game machine first. It plays, DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever second. But that second thing is equally important as the first thing. So that was sort of my frustration with the PS3, is that it played games and everything, but it never really played, anything else that it was supposed to do very well. So it was very disappointing, to say the least. Look at Garen go. He's building that ramp like a madman. Alright, so let's check out and see what we got over here. So I'm actually going to start terraforming this a little bit. This is going to be the platform that everybody's going to hop out on. So I think I want this to be stone for now, and then everything will be built out of wood going up from here. Because this is technically still part of the castle, and the castle is made out of bricks. And so this will be made out of bricks. But, let's see. So one of the interesting things about the Wii U that I read was that it's actually about as powerful as an Xbox 360, according to some people who tore it down, which was a little bit surprising, I have to say. I figured that Nintendo would have gone a little bit more for the next gen, that would have tried to make it a little bit better than an Xbox 360, being, now technically the last gen. So that was a little bit unnerving for me, because it's going to potentially do one of two things. It's going to either hold back development, or it's going to seriously impact the popularity of the Wii U. Now, the reason why is because if the PlayStation 4, comes out, and the Xbox 720 or whatever, Durango or whatever they're going to call it, come out, and they're a lot more powerful than the Wii U, this could be a bad thing, because if developers want to make sure it's supported on all platforms, they might hold back their development technologies to sort of let the Wii U sort of, catch up. I am thinking this tree is going to have to go. Sorry, tree. We'll replant you, I promise. Alright, there we go. Let's go put blocks here. I really hate to say it, but, consoles are really important these days, but not because of what a lot of people would think, is because they're just the most popular platform. Not that they're the best platform. But they're good for what they do. I think just developers are putting too much emphasis on them, and putting their entire fortunes and development dollars into things that run on this 5-year-old technology. So to see Nintendo sort of take a last gen power approach, it worries me for what's coming up for the future. So we'll just have to see what Microsoft and Microsoft and Sony come up with, and see if they really bridge the power gap. Because really, to be honest, it's gonna rely on Microsoft. I mean, their Xbox is the most populous platform. The PlayStation 3 is a heck of a lot more powerful than the Xbox, but nobody takes advantage of the power of the PlayStation 3, because most of the games are written for the Xbox. So that's sort of what I'm afraid might happen with the Wii U, that it'll be written for the lowest common denominator, and that will hurt everyone. So we'll see. I mean, this whole thing got me thinking about, what was the last true PC game that was released? And the last one I can actually think of that had really advanced graphics and was a pretty popular title was actually Crysis, all the way back in 2008. So it's been a while. So I hope that in the future we won't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Yay, we have a walkway. Alright, very nice. This bear did a very, very good job. And then, of course, we'll go through and design it. And I'll work on probably a wood stone design. I think a wood stone design will actually work very well on that thing. I actually think I want to move this platform out a bit. Just remove some of this hillside here. I'm not really digging how small this area is up here, because this is actually going to be a very important area. So we'll make it a little bit bigger, give it a little more breathing room. But yeah, so but like I was saying, that controller thing that they've got going on is probably the most interesting thing. I guess it can actually stream the games directly to the gamepad controller, which I thought was a pretty neat idea. It's got a pretty decent screen on it. I was a little bit disappointed to hear that it has a resistive touchscreen and not a capacitive touchscreen. For those of you who are wondering what that means, the touch screens that you use with styluses is what it has, unlike the phone or your cell phone's touch screen. So it's considered older technology. It's not as reliable as far as speed and accuracy goes. So it's a little bit disappointing, but I guess they wanted to model the 3DS technology that was in it. So I guess that was the reasoning behind it. So whatever. I guess it'll work out okay in the end. But let's see, what else do I got on here? Yeah, I'm not so sure about how it's going to be for games. I mean, it sounds cool for like, for like a TV sort of replacement device. Like if somebody wants to watch like, football on Sunday, but you want to play, Super Mario Brothers or I hate this, but yeah, it's so annoying. I hate how they put everything as like, everything was Super Mario Brothers Wii. Now everything's, asterisk U. So whatever. But you can stream it to the device, which is kind of cool. It's short range, so you kind of got to be in the same room. But for some people, maybe that's their thing. Maybe that would be pretty cool. I mean, I'd like to relax on the couch with a gamepad like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. But as far as a game enhancing system, I'm not really so sure. I saw a screenshot of Assassin's Creed 3, which apparently is going to be a game released for the Wii U, or has been released for the Wii U. I'm not entirely sure. But it had the mini-map on it. And I kind of feel that games that do that, like on my DS, I never really look down at it. I always look at the screen, where the action is. I feel like those little mini-map things down there are more of a distraction than anything else. I mean, that's just me. I would prefer to have a mini-map on screen that I can glance at, rather than having to turn my entire head. Yeah, some people who are used to that stuff may be used to it, but I feel it's distracting because I have to look away from the screen, where everything's going on, to look at something else. So it's either distracting me or I'm not going to use it. And then it's like, well, what's the point? So, well, like anything, I guess we will sort of see, where it goes from here. I mean, it is brand new. It was just released. So only time will tell with a lot of these consoles. Like, the Wii was extremely popular. Ridiculously so. I mean, there were jokes about how it just printed money for Nintendo, which is pretty true. But in the end, it sort of was like, okay, well, I have this thing. Yeah, it was cheap, but why do I have it? That was sort of the question that I asked myself with the Wii. It's like, okay, well, I have this thing. Well, before it broke, like a year after I got it. But I asked myself, why do I have this? What is its purpose? And unfortunately, once it broke, I never ended up replacing it, even if it has a, ridiculously low cost, because I never used it. It was just not something that was part of my gaming repertoire. Just like the Xbox, I don't ever use it. If it were to break, we played the few games we were interested in at the beginning, and that was it. And nothing ever really came out that made me feel like, oh, I gotta have that, for the Wii. There was no killer app. I mean, you could say like maybe Super Smash Brothers Brawl, but only to a certain extent. So that's sort of how I feel. Yes, I do like what you did. It's very nice. I'm gonna have to extend this platform out a little bit, because it feels like, oh, I see what you did. Oh, very nice. This is very, very nice. I like this. This is very nice. Yes, I was worried that it was just going to come out right here, and then I have to extend this out to feel like you didn't drop off. But this feels much better. And then I'm going to have like, I'm going to build some other things up here, like ticket booths. Actually, I've got some wood. Let's go ahead and... Yes, so you can fly. Wee. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just sort of plan out some things. Just, like little booths. you know, like this, so you can fly to different areas. You know, maybe this one will go one place and this one will go someplace else. You know, it just sort of adds that. No? You sell snacks? Is that you sell snacks for the trip? Okay, Giran sells snacks. That's apparently what that one is. This is the snack bar. So let's go ahead and let's mark that down. Let's go ahead and make a crafting table. We're going to need one up here. So Giran can make his snacks. And let's see here. There we go. Giran's snacks. Nom nom. There we go. Hello, sir. I would like to buy some snacks, please. Yay! Nom 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 nom. Oh, that's the best snack I've ever had. He's like, damn right. Alright, looks good. Alright, so I'm just gonna need some wood and some, I think I need some stone half slabs. So is it possible for me to dig straight down this center pole and replace it with something else? Okay, actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And then that way I can just pillar back up. There we go. Whee! Down we go. And that'll be the super easy way to replace this center pillar. Because the cobblestone is just temporary for now. We're going to work on a nice design. Oops. Note to self, replace that. There we go. Going to work on a nice design. So let's go run down to the holding area, and we will see what we have available. All right, here we are. I love this new room. It's one of my favorite rooms besides the foundry. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of this. All this dirt, so much dirt. Oh my gosh, don't need that. That's all right. That's good. Let's see what we got in here. Let's try some nether brick. I know, isn't it? I'm really liking how this is starting to come together. Alright, and I need just a couple more. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to try this nether brick up the center first. And we'll see how it looks. And I like how easily accessible. I like how easily accessible this is. So just right out here, just down the hall, easy way up. So there we go. Ooh, I actually kind of like that color. Let's go ahead and let's take it up. There we go. And we will see how this looks. And this actually will be, it could be a theme that we could work in. I don't have very much nether brick in the castle, so this will be like a good accent. Oops, I'm sorry. Alright, so let's go ahead and torch this place. We've already got zombies showing up. Hey, zombie. Shovel? Aw, no shovel. Let's go ahead and light this place real quick. Alright, there we go. And then that'll be good. Okay. So that's phase 1. And the next part is going to be, oh, there's a creeper in my greenhouse. I need to take care of that. That means there's not enough light in there. Well, that was the problem I was dealing with when I was building it, is there wasn't enough light to actually plant things. So I'm going to have to work on that. So we got it lit up here. Alright. So I'm going to see about getting some other materials, so I will be right back. Okay guys, we're back. And so we went and gathered some stuff, and we made some swatches for you guys, because we want to get your opinion on what you guys think looks good for the stairwell, and then we'll build it in the next episode. So just so you guys get an idea of what the format is, each swatch is going to be comprised of 2 half slabs and 4 blocks in this sort of T shape. So this is what we have now. We have the nether brick, and I think this is what I'm going to stick with. If you guys have another suggestion, I will listen, but I'm liking this a lot so far. And this is what I'm going off of. So we've got the cobble half slabs and the cobble bricks. And this up first was sort of the first natural progression. I'm not crazy about this, but it sort of brings in the rest of the castle. We've got 2 stone, smooth stone half slabs and stone bricks for the blocks. And then this one here is 2 stone brick half slabs and glass blocks. Now the reason why I used glass in some of this is because if you look up here, there's this very chunky feel to the underside of this because we're using whole blocks. Now we will probably change the format and use half slabs going all the way up, but for now these are just blocks because that's the way it was originally built. So these ones would be still half slabs, which I'm actually sort of okay with because they're transparent, so you can't really tell. So anyways, so this is stone bricks and glass. This is smooth stone and glass. And this is woods. This right here, this candle, oh my gosh. This torch denotes my favorite pattern so far. This is 2 birchwood slabs and jungle wood. So I'm liking the way that the jungle wood works off of the purple in the column here, in the nether brick. So this is the one that I like probably the best. Yeah. Exactly, and these can be upper slabs to remove that chunky feel that we were talking about. So this here is spruce wood and regular oak. This one here is jungle wood and birch. And this here is oak and spruce. And then we're getting back into, mixing it in with more glass. So this is birch and glass, which is pretty okay. I'm partial to the glass, but I still like that other one down there better. This is sandstone. That's what this is called, sandstone. And jungle wood, which is a pretty nice combination. It looks pretty good. This one here, we actually sort of switched everything up. We went with the sandstone half slabs here with the bricks for the nether bricks here. So I felt like I needed to change the column. So we changed the column to smooth sandstone blocks. So this is probably the biggest change from what we have with the rest of them. And I'm not sure about how I feel, but it is an option. It is something I'm willing to do. And then this here, we skipped a bunch to reset it. And then this here is just birch half slabs with cracked sandstone. Yeah, it's sort of nice. And then this is sandstone and glass. And that is actually the last one. So the last one's sandstone and glass. So yes, vote. Vote your opinions. Let us know what you think. And then in the next episode, we will go on either what we decide or what you guys say. So we're really liking the way that this is coming out. It looks pretty good. So it's really long. Like as we were going up here, because it took us about 20 minutes to put all of these swatches in, to kind of sit around and decide, okay, well, what are our options? What do we have? What would work, what wouldn't work? We actually eliminated a couple of them right off the bat just because we put them down and I was like, ew, gross, no, get that out of there. And then probably whatever we will do in here we will pull out and do with the rest up here on the dock. So, leave us your opinions, because it will dramatically affect what happens in the world. So you can have a direct impact. And we know you guys love that. So, unless we just do what we want, if nobody can come to a consensus. So, that's going to be it for today's episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and be sure to, subscribe if you're a new subscriber, and to also smash that like button, because that helps us out a lot. And to also leave comments, because we love hearing from you guys. So you guys know the drill, and we will see you next time. Take care.